Right, I wanted to do a bit more work with tiled, so I've named this session Tiled Hacked. We're not actually hacking tiled itself, but we're doing some hacks that help you to use it. So first thing I've done is on the GitHub repository here, I've added a template for tiled, which has got a different tile set and a 100 by 100 map, which you can then all the layers are on it, so all you have to do is adapt it, so it would be easier to download the template TMX and the tiles or layers PNG. The XCF file is there if you wanted to add more to it. So let's get on with what's next. This is the revised tile set, so you'll see that it's now got 4 rows instead of 3, and that I've added some monster tiles down here, so that those can be added in when we start doing the next layers where monsters are present. So I've kind of future-proofing it, so we've got a bigger one. The stuff at the top is exactly the same, so you could use this tile set on existing tiled projects and it would still work because the upper 3 layers have not changed. So let's get that out of the way. So the way to use this, if you download the template, you'll see I've put the template in this particular one here, which is my tutorial folder. And so there's template TMX and here's tutorial TMX. So if I double click template TMX, it comes up with this template. So you'll see that all the layers that we were talking about yesterday are in, and including a new object layer called monsters. So I haven't put any custom properties or anything there at the moment, they're just as they are. And this is 100 by 100 and it's got this new tile set in it. So first thing I wanted to do is to show you how to make a new map so that we can create a new layer for our dungeon. So once you've loaded in the tutorial, the template file, which is the one that's open now, you can save this template. So you can file, save as, and then choose, for example, a tutorial. So I'll call this one tutorial 2 because I want this to be a kind of a bare. There we go. So tutorial 2 is what we're saving it as, and now, because we've renamed it, saved as a different one, we can change this without destroying the original template. Then you go to map, resize map, and what I wanted to do for this kind of experiment really was to make a much smaller map, just to show you how we can hack the code directly to put in all the properties and so on. So let's say this one is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make it 10 tiles across, and I think just 5 tall will do fine. Then remove objects outside the map. Obviously there are no objects on there, so there's no worries there. And we've now got this very small tile. I think if you press the control key and wind the wheel down, yeah, that's fine. So control and mouse wheel will do the same as setting the just check whether that works on the tile map as well. Yes, it does. So control and mouse wheel to save clicking on these things here. So we've now got this area here, and I want to make a very simple puzzle with 2 gates and 9 floor plates. So first of all, go to the walls. So we're on the walls layer, and we want solid walls, and just draw solid walls all the way around. And then we want 1 in each corner here. Okay, and the idea is to have the player would start in this square here and have 9 plates here that are stopping you from walking through, and then a couple of not stopping you, sorry, that are responding to you walking through, and then a couple of gates here. So let's put the doors in first. So we go onto the doors layer, and we'll put this one here. I'm not sure whether we have to choose the insert tile, I think it is, so we'll have a door here and a door here. I haven't named them, that everything is just as it was. And then we'll go to the floor actuators here, which is this one, and we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 actuators in. So the idea is this little puzzle that the player is standing here, and when you stand on the first activator here, this door opens. When you stand on the second one, this one opens. Then when you stand on the next one, the first door, because that was open, is now closes. So the puzzle is to get through, and the same activity occurs on all 3. So again, on this top row here, it's first gate open, second gate open, first gate open, or closed, depending on its current state when you stand on the plate. So this is a toggled one. Now what I wanted to show you is how we can, it's going to be a real pain to go through all of these independently and individually to change them into to get all the properties up. So what you would do is, if we start, for example, on this one here, let's make sure we've got floor actuators there, and we want to select the object. There it is. We can now do the custom properties, and we'll give it a name of let's say G00, G short for grid, and we'll have G01, 02, 03, 04, 05, 6, 7 and 8, and this will be front door and back door. Now to save time, I've already done this on the original tutorial, so let me show you that. So this is what we wanted to end up with. We've got these gates, the treads, floor plates all named. So if I, for example, click on one of them, let's click on that one. I've got here action is told is visible, object required, party size and target, but you'll see the rest of them, and this one's G00. If I click on the rest of them, they haven't got any custom properties. So this is how I wanted to show you how we can add those. So I click on any of the others, they don't have any of those properties, but we have set the first one to what it should be. So I've got the coordinates of the target, which is the first gate here, and we've got that it is toggled and that it is visible. We don't need an object, and the party size must be at least 1 party. If I click on the doors, go on to the first one here, I think we need to click this to get there. That's it. Now the door, the front door here has got its properties. Its control is remote, there's a frame on it, it's not breakable, it is toggleable, and it's currently closed at 1. If I click on its neighbour, there's nothing here. So that has been saved. So once you've done one of your doors and one of your flaps here, you save the file, which I've already done of course, and then quit out, because what you're going to do, I'm going to discard those changes, that's it, is to the one that we want to change is this one here, tutorial TMX. That's the one I've just completed, not tutorial 2, is to open that in a text editor. So let me shut this one off. So tutorial TMX, there we go. Now you'll see the XML coding. That is the description of the walls. You can see the shape by the zeros here. This would have been floor decorations and so on, which we haven't got any. Now the object group doors, and we've got this one here, the front door, and then we've got the back door. You'll notice that the back door is just a single line, and note particularly this closing backslash here right at the end of the line. So this is one tag, if that's the correct word, but it is opened and closed, so that's a single line. Whereas up here we've got the object ID height equals 16, and there is no backslash at the end of this line, because we've then got a bunch of properties, and then the close thing is here. This is the close object. So the object starts here and closes here. And this is the properties that we wrote in. So of course what we can do here is to copy those properties. First thing to do is to delete the backslash just here, because you want it open like it is up here, so there's no backslash. Then copy from properties right down to the end object, Control C, and then go into here and Control V. So now what we've done is we've copied the properties into the second door object by removing the backslash at the end here and then putting everything in. Now if we wanted some different values in here, we could change it, but in fact we don't, because they're both the same. They have a remote control, the control location is empty, it's a frame, it's not breakable, and it is toggled, and it's at open state 1. So that's done. We can of course also do the same thing with our floor plates. So we've got the object group down here, floor actuators. Here's the first one, G00, and there's its properties. Down here we've got G01, 2, and so on. All of them have the terminating forward slash at the end of it. So again, we will delete all those forward slashes, because we're going to make each of these have a copy of those properties. So I'll just quickly delete them. The mouse cursor is gigantic because on my 4K screen I sometimes struggle to find where the mouse is, so this just helps me. Of course on the full HD screen it looks enormous, but anyway, there we got it. So we've got rid of all the backslashes, and again we're going to copy this one down to object, Control copy, and then under each of these lines, Control V, Control V. I'll just pause the video for a couple of seconds while I finish these so that you don't have to watch what's going on. Okay, so I've now got them completed. So all of the G00 down to G08 have had all the properties copied across. Now of course what we do need to do is to alter the targets on them. So G00 is opening the door at 6,2. G01 is the door next to it, so it's one door further along, one square further across, so that would be 7,2. And then the G02 opens the first door again, so that can remain the same. And then we've got 03 also opens the first door, 04 opens the second door, so we need to change that to 7,2. This one opens the first door as before, so does 06, so it's only G07 that we need to change again to the next door. Everything else is sorted. We've done the back door and the front door, we've got everything right there, so we can now save the file and then double click it, and if I've done everything right, okay, so we've got our thing here again. Let me click on floor actuators, and we've got to select an actuator. So this was the first one that we had done. There's the properties. So with luck we should now have properties in all of them, and we do. So this one is at 7,2 for the target, this one's at 6,2, this one is at 6,2. So the middle three should be at 7,2, 7,2, 7,2, and the ends, front and back ones, should be at 6,2, 6,2, 6,2, 6,2, 6,2, 6,2. Good, they're done. Doors, let's click on this one. So this one is front door, and this one is back door, and both have got properties. So you can see how by directly altering the XML file, I would suggest, if you're going to do this yourself, that it might be a good idea to before you start playing with it, just make a copy, just in case you totally trash it and it won't load again. Then you can start again. But as you saw, that was relatively simple. So what we've learned in this video today is, first of all, there is a template available with all of the layers already in it. There's an improved tile set, and you can take the template, save as a different one, say level 2 or level 3 or whatever you want to do, alter it, play with it, and then if you've got repeats of lots of different things, for example the doors, you can just do what I did and place all the doors where they're supposed to be and name them, and then copy and paste the code in the XML file. So I hope that's been helpful. I'm not at this stage showing how this works, but if you imagine that you're standing here and you step on this first one, it opens the first door. You step on the second one, it opens the next door. You step on the third one, and because the front one is already open, that door then closes. So you've got to kind of work out how to get across with both doors open. So it's actually quite simple. You step on the first one and step off it again backwards. So when you step back on it, it's already open and it closes. Then the second door is open, and then finally the first door, which was closed, is now open, so both doors are open. It's actually a very simple puzzle, but it is a real puzzle on level 01, I think, of the Dungeon Master levels. So I hope that was helpful, and there will be a write-up of this whole process in the links which I'll put in the description here. Okay, enjoy.